A saw is a hand tool used for cutting. It is typically a thin blade of metal with a series of sharp teeth. Hand saws are each designed for a specific purpose, like ripping, cross-cutting, mitering, or coping. This is a back saw. You can see the stiffener at the back of the blade, usually with a high TPI or teeth per inch count, and is meant for cross-cutting across the width of a board. In combination with a miter box, a back saw is a good option to cross-cut boards and miter corners. A back saw is typically a push-style saw, where it cuts only on the push of the blade. You may pull back with little to no pressure on the blade, then push the blade through that started cut with the weight of the saw doing most of the work. The miter box is designed to keep the saw at a specific angle to the material you are cutting. You can see here I am using the 45-degree angled slots. There are also 90-degree angled slots, as well as a beveled cut slot at 45 degrees. The fine teeth, or the high TPI, creates a smooth cut. This small back saw, usually used for models, is the same tool just on a miniature scale. It has an even higher TPI, or teeth per inch, for cutting very small material with a very fine cut. There are also small miter boxes that you can use in conjunction with this to create very small mitered corners. This also is a push-style saw, so it will only cut on the push. This is a Japanese-style pull saw. It is designed to cut on the pull, and this version has 2 sets of teeth, one more coarse than the other. The more coarse teeth will cut quicker and is good for cutting larger material quickly, while the fine teeth are more teeth per inch and will create a finer, smoother cut, but it will cut more slowly. Another function of the Japanese-style pull saw is to cut a dowel flush to the top of a material. To do this, you may flex the blade of the saw to be flush with the top of the material, hold it to the surface, and pull the saw gently against the dowel. This will leave the dowel cut flush to the top of the material. This is a standard-style American push saw. This is a cross-cut saw, but also comes in a rip-cut version. The cross-cut saws have more teeth per inch than the rip-cut versions, which have less and are coarser teeth. This saw only cuts on the push. To start the saw, draw back the saw through the material lightly to start a kerf. Then push the saw through the cut and repeat until cut through. A hint is to point your index finger on the hand holding the handle of the saw. This will help align your cut with the saw blade. A coping saw is a thin blade stretched in a frame. This thin blade is perfect for creating curved cuts. The thin blade is perfect for changing the angle of cut very quickly. A hacksaw is a saw designed to cut metal. The blade is stretched in a frame and has very fine teeth. These teeth are hardened to cut through mild steel. It is a push-style saw, so to start your cut, draw the saw back, creating a small kerf, and then push forward to begin cutting.